There are certain features that would make Chapter 3 the best update yet. Hi friends, and welcome back to Raft. We all know that Chapter 3 is coming soon, and it's bringing tons of new content to our favorite ocean floating simulator. From character customization to a finished storyline, there are already so many amazing things that we know for certain are coming with Chapter 3. But I still have a few ideas for things that would be great additions aside from the already confirmed stuff. These range from quality of life updates to fun content ideas to keep players engaged long term. So let's talk about 10 things we need in Raft Chapter 3. First up is more building options. And you might be like, Allie, that was the whole point of the renovation update. And yeah, you're right. But that was also released a whole year ago, and frankly, I want more. I'm not necessarily talking about decoration items, although I certainly wouldn't say no to an aquarium or more plants. I'm talking more about structure options. Specifically, I think adding in glass building options would be great for those with late game builds. We already have panes of glass, so I don't see why we can't make some fancy-dancy windows from them. Also, a metal building option would be fantastic for all of you who are so inclined to build ocean liners and other insane megaboats where the wood texture is just slightly out of place. That would bring us up to 5 wall textures, which I think is a nice balance between options and not overloading a person's brain. Also, please let us put triangles on diagonal walls. This is silly, but I really want the ability to sit down and do things at the same time. For whatever reason, when you decide to kick up your feet and relax for a few minutes in one of your comfy chairs, your ability to function as a human just stops outright. I'm not asking for anything ridiculous, I just want to be able to build myself a nice dock with a little chair, and fish while sitting down instead of looking like some crazy person angling off the top of my ramp just trying to land my lure in the water. On that note, your lure actually doesn't need to land in the water, which is high-key scuffed. I can reel in whatever fish my heart desires from the middle of Tangaroa, but if I want to sit down while doing it, all bets are off. Maybe I just want to relax a little bit while I clean up the ocean. After all of that swimming is hard work and maybe my legs need a break. This is so simple, but it's a basic quality of life fix that I think all of us decoration-inclined people need in our lives. Kinda like the way us speedrunners need better navigation items. You're done gathering every navigation item in the game after you finish the cruise ship, which is the first story location in the first chapter. If you want to know why the radio tower isn't considered part of the first chapter, be sure to subscribe for a new video that's coming out soon. That means that you still have 3 more story locations and tons of extra materials on your hands with absolutely nothing to make you go faster. I think it's kinda ridiculous that the basic paddle you access from the very beginning of the game is the only paddle you ever get to build. And although its main purpose is to prevent you from getting stuck on random islands, even using the paddle that way can be incredibly annoying on big islands. So I'd love to see another option. Maybe like a metal one that increases your movement speed even more to get you towards and away from islands better than your defunct snow shovel. Also in this vein, I think another tier of engine would fit in well. Maybe something similar to the titanium engine from the Augmented Items mod would be a good fit, as it pushes more foundations, it's more fuel efficient, and it is slightly faster at the increased cost of titanium. Plus, if we're going to tons of islands looking for trading posts, I want my engines to move more than half of a meter per second. Number 4 is mostly cosmetic, but I want more weather events in Raft. Currently, there are 2 main types of weather, sunny and storming. Sunny is lovely because of course we're in the Caribbean with lovely blue water and yada yada yada, but the storms are a bit more fun. Rain waters your crops for you and you can get some pretty cool waves to bob around on. But there's a lot more to oceanic weather than just those 2 things. If we are going to visit the South Pole as part of Chapter 3, I think it would be fitting if we got some snowstorms as we approach the new ice biome, maybe out to a range of like 600 meters or something like that. Because frequent rain really doesn't make a whole lot of sense at the poles, and variety is nice. On a less lovely note, adding something like waterspouts would be freaking awesome. I'm a marine ecologist in real life, so these kinds of things I see pretty frequently, but a waterspout is like a little water tornado over the ocean. They don't really do a lot in real life, but they're certainly cool to look at, and it would definitely spice up the average storm if it could suck up your crops, blow down your trees, or even send you flying as part of the in-game weather. Next, I really want more storage options. There are really only 3 storage items in the game: the small storage, the medium storage, and the large storage. Yes, I know that there are technically more than 3 storage options if you include the cabinet types from the decoration section, but these only hold 4 types of items, and personally I've never actually found them useful for storage. I don't necessarily think that the added options need to be drastic, just some more variety for players who want a little more consistency in their chosen decoration style. I think giving players the option to choose from the 3 tiers of storage makes a lot of sense, but imagine a small storage that looks like a little safe to fit in with the lockers for the large storage, or a wooden cabinet to match the standard medium storage. That way players aren't forced to avoid certain options just because they don't fit well with their design scheme, and again, more options are always good. Along that same note, I want more fish. Yes, I'm biased because I'm a marine ecologist, but the fact that an ocean-based game only has 6 varieties of fish is a little ridiculous to me. Especially since 2 of those 6 aren't even necessarily marine fish. There are so many species of truly oceanic fish and animals that would make for great food sources and would at least add a little variety to the fishing loot table. Personally, I think the deep-sea wahoo would be an excellent large fish. Lionfish are pretty small and are also invasive in the Caribbean, so there's no doubt they would explode out of control with sea level rise, and even adding in some small squid would be fun too. If we're really going for it, I think the reefs also need a bit more life because currently they're just coral. Whether that's my prize sea stars, some small crabs, or re-adding the eel that was planned for the reefs, I think any change would be welcome. Again, this game is based in the ocean, but the ocean itself really isn't a feature of Raft, and I think it should be. Next up, I think we would all benefit from a few more automation options. I don't mean anything crazy like what you can achieve with some mods, but some basic tasks can get awfully boring after you've done them a few times. Just small things like the ability to hook up your biofuel refiners to fuel pipes would be excellent, and it would mirror the electric purifiers. That means if we need an electric biofuel refiner, I'm good with that. Other small automation options could be some fishing dragnet, like Arashi's fishing expansion, for a passive food source, or maybe a paint mill that siphons flowers in and paint out. Just small quality of life automation that doesn't make anything fully automatic, but it removes some of the more annoying features. I also think Raft needs more achievements. So many of the current Steam achievements are so heavily grind related, like placing 1,000 foundations or painting 1,000 blocks, and I think we all enjoy the fun, wacky achievements a little more than trying to hook in 5,000 items. I already have a full video going over some achievements that I think would be fun additions, so I'm not going to go too far into that here, but I still think it's a necessary addition for players long term. There are some smaller quality of life changes I think we would all love for long-term players. These are really small changes, but the effects add up over time, like returning the clay bowl after eating your coconut chicken. I understand that a little extra fiber in your diet is a good thing, but this takes it a bit too far. Other small features like giving you back your glass after you put your honey in your biofuel refiner, because I'm decently sure that glass is not an essential part of making biofuel. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the bees agree with me on this point. And finally, I want Steam Workshop support with Chapter 3. If I had to choose any one thing from this list that I really wanted added to Raft, this would be it hands down. Workshop support means easy access to near infinite content. Especially because Chapter 3 is supposedly the end of Raft's story, that means that we won't be getting too many new locations to explore after this, and it will probably be minor content additions and balance changes from here on out. Giving players easy access to mods would be an excellent step forward. As much as I love all of Raft's mods, and I think the modding community did a great job of making modding the game as easy as possible, even without workshop support, giving everyone access to all of that great content is a win all around. And because Steam is the only place where you can even buy Raft currently, you don't run into the issue of players from other platforms being jilted that they don't get to experience all of that magic. Just look at all of the content for games like Gary's mod or the tons of custom maps for Portal 2. Raft could have something similar, with players adding in their own islands and character models easily without the need for a third-party mod loader. And it's the perfect way to keep people engaged for the long haul, not just until they complete the story the first time. So that's 10 things that I want added in Chapter 3. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you would add to this list, or general things you also want to see in Chapter 3. Realistically, I'm super excited for it to come out, and I just want it to be the best experience for everyone. And I think these features are a great way to get more people in the door who will stick around for a little bit. But anyways, that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider leaving a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps me out. I hope to see you all again soon, but until then, have a great day.